Good morning. This is Holly with Holly's Joys, and I'm here today to tell a personal story of this is more along the lines of what Jerry Weiss is talking about, and it's kind of some information that I got from his videos. Go watch him, he's amazing. And the information that he talks about is about adult children of narcissistic parents or abuse. And when I started watching his videos, I related so much to like 99.9 of everything that he was saying. There's very like minute things that I'm like, well, that might not be me. But the rest is like, yes, like hard yes, that is me. So I want to tell my stories to encourage you to tell your stories. And I'm also doing it so that I can work through these things and live in a peaceful, happy, joyful life. That's my goal. And if I can help someone else do that as well, fantastic. I love that. So today I'm going to talk about when my dad passed away. Now, I was an adult. I was around 33 years old when my father died. Now, I was, like I've said before in other videos, my parents were born in the 20s and they married late ish for the time, was later. And then they were a few years down the line when I came along. So my parents were like 35 and 36 when I came along. And for the day, that was older. So I was 33 when my dad died, but he had battled um, lymphoma and Hodgkin's disease. He smoked really heavily, non-filtered Camels for years. Now, I don't know if that's what did it, but I mean, right? It's not good for you. So, and he was a very typical man of the age, very stoic, very quiet, but he was a very good provider. And he was pretty tolerant, really, because my mother was a challenging woman. And apparently he loved her very deeply. I mean, no, we really didn't sit around and talk. That was not a thing. Uh, he'd come home every night for dinner. It was the only meal of the day that she would cook. You were on your own for breakfast and lunch, and then she would make a very delicious and amazing dinner. And we would sit down as a family. And the only things I ever remember being said at the dinner table was when my sister was, I guess, a teenager. She would she let her hair grow long and she would sit with her head kind of down. Well, yeah, that's called depression, people. Anyway, she would get in so much trouble for having her hair in her food, which, I mean, her hair wasn't in her food. But anyway, that was our table conversation. And then when she got married and moved out, I mean, she married and moved out quickly. Let's get out of here. Go, girl. Um, and then I was still there for a lot of years after that because we were 5 years apart. So the dinner there was no there was no talking at dinner. There was just eat and that's it. And then clean up and we just really didn't speak to each other as a family. So I wanted to talk about when he passed away, and he was 70, just shy of 71 when he passed away. But he had been sick for a few years with cancer, and he was taking the cancer treatments, the chemos and whatnot. And my husband was in the military, so we lived in another state, and I was back, and my parents never called me. I never called them. We did not talk unless I came home. So I came home, and it was probably around a holiday. And my mom was talking to me about, and I know she was worried about my dad and concerned about how it was going to be for her, and I mean, normal stuff. But she was talking to me about the specific disease that he had, this Hodgkin's lymphoma, and she said, "You don't think I gave him AIDS, do you?" And I was like, "No, the doctor says it's cancer. If it was AIDS, wouldn't they say it was AIDS?" And she's like, "Well, I just wanted to make sure I didn't give him AIDS because, over the years she had had many, many, many affairs. And she would tell me about them. She always told me about them. And one time specifically, she was talking about having met this man at a bar. So her neighbor friend and her would go clubbing, go to a bar. These are old ladies. What are you doing? anyway, they went to a bar, and apparently they each one got a boyfriend, and they started, doing what boyfriend and girlfriend do. And I guess she had this man at the house, and he had a heart event in her and dad's bed, and she's telling me about it. And I'm an adult, and I'm just like, what do you say? I don't, I don't even know what to say. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I don't know I know what I want to say. I know what I want to say, and that is not going to be well received. So I'm just sitting there quietly screaming inside my mind. My self-talk is off the charts. I mean, I'm all over the place. I just look calm as a cucumber. I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, no, you didn't give him AIDS. And she's telling me about this heart event. She was so scared that he was going to die in her bed, and then how was she going to explain that? And so that was the last time she had somebody to the house. Well, hey, there's growth, right? So I'm just like, I don't even know what to say to you. I didn't say anything, I don't believe. Just, I don't think it's AIDS, because they would have said it was AIDS. So anyway, I thought it was kind of a weird thing for a parent to do to a child. I'm still your daughter. I'm not your bestie. It was all very weird. Anyway, she was looking for some kind of absolution, I guess. I don't really know. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because it 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 scars who you are. Even as an adult, having those things happen. My mother was always very over sexualized with me, even as a kid. Like her language and the stories that she told, and the things that even when there was another adult around, it was always central around this inappropriate sex stuff. So just be careful what you're saying around your children and to your children. Good Lord. And if you're having an affair, don't tell your kids about it, for crying out loud. So there you go. That's my opinion. So that's what I think. It was very uncomfortable. I didn't know what to do. So I would like to tell your story. If you have a story that's formed who you are as an adult, especially when you were a kid, I would keep it completely anonymous. And if you'd like to tell me to tell your story until you can tell it for yourself, I would be immensely grateful for your participation in my channel. But I just told that story today so that maybe somebody out there can relate to it. I'm also still processing some of this stuff myself, and it rears its ugly head once in a while on things that run through your mind, my mind, and it's like, well, I remember when, it's not always a good memory. So anyway, if you would, have a great day and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Please share it to somebody you think might relate to the story or have a story of their own they would like to share. And go to Patio Pet on Facebook and follow me. Those where I put all my art projects and just fun things that I'm doing over there. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.